Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And I was very lucky as a good friend of mine offered to give me a ticket to a movie that he was seeing at the Chicago Film Festival. And I decided I'm going to do a review for that movie to tell you a little bit more about it. So, the movie that I'm referring to is the 2025 film New Group, directed and written by Yuta Shimatsu. So, going into this film, I had not seen a trailer or really anything about it, but I did read a brief description. And it seemed interesting and odd all at the same time, and it ended up being a fun little horror comedy. So, let me tell you a little bit more about this because maybe this is one you'll want to check out for yourself. So, to start off, this is a foreign Japanese film, but it does have English subtitles. And honestly, there is a lot going on here and a lot of visuals. So, for those that are not big fans of subtitles, which usually includes me, this wasn't too bad when it came to that. So, now let me tell you a little bit more about the concept. So, we have our main character of I. Now, I is the type of schoolgirl that pretty much just feels like she shouldn't have an opinion and just kind of goes with the flow most of the time. Now, it's recently revealed on the news that there is some sort of weird signal from space that has come to Earth. Not much has happened from it, but just that there's an odd signal. Now, that may or may not have any kind of effect as to what the rest of the story is going to deal with. And the movie does a good job of not necessarily stating that these two things are connected, but let me tell you a little bit more. So, also during this time frame, a new student joins I's class named Yu. And she does end up finding him attractive, and there potentially is some attraction back from him towards her. Now, this could have easily just been a teen romance movie, but no, this is a horror movie, so something needs to happen, and something weird definitely does. So one day, as the students are making their way back inside for class, they notice that one of the students has decided to stay out in the field on all fours and is unmoving and untalking. So this is definitely weird, but they kind of just wave it off. That is, at least until the next day, where now there's three students doing it, and they're kind of making a small little pyramid shape, and then things only get stranger and weirder from there, as more and more students begin joining in on not only creating this giant human pyramid, but across the town, across the nation, potentially across the world, other people are taking on these strange gymnastic positions for no reason. So, as the story progresses from here, we follow the events through the eyes of our two main characters of I and you, which that is done on purpose. And it's fascinating to see this concept of them trying to stop their friends from joining this and also potentially trying to stop themselves from becoming a part of the new group. Even though there are going to be moments that really make you scratch your head and go, what in the world is going on here? There are other moments that'll make you laugh out loud. So, New Group is a strange film that I do recommend checking out once you get an opportunity. Now, I don't know when specifically this will be coming to theaters or streaming because, like I said, I saw this at the Chicago Film Festival just within the past week or two. So, hopefully it'll be out soon, but if not, just keep an eye out for it. So, at least for me on my scale, I'm going to give New Group a 3 out of 5. Something else that I do just want to mention that was very cool, fun, and interesting is I went to go see this movie at the Music Box in Chicago, and they actually had the director of the film there who did question and answer segments after the movie. And I found out some really cool things about it. So, even though, like I said, it's going to be a wild ride, it is worth checking out, and it's a fun movie to discuss and talk about afterwards. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. And if you already had an opportunity to watch this at the Chicago Film Festival or any other festival, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And of course, this is something just for all of those who have already viewed it. Boom!